Hey there, this is Travis Willingham, and you're listening to DDO Players News.
Hey now, everybody. Welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news from Dungeons & Dragons Online, the tabletop, and beyond. I am your host tonight, Drac, and I am joined by Axel. He is from, of course, Axel's YouTube channel, his Twitch, and also the other DDO podcast. I think you're calling it Axelcast now, is that right?
Yeah, I am not too thrilled about it, but it's like, it was the only thing I can think of, and I wanted to keep it general, so if I wanted to talk about things other than DDO,
right? Yeah, which is
it just makes sense. I'll just call it that.
Which I guess, because I kind of locked myself in. I know, we do a lot of non-DDO stuff too, and I'm like, the show is DDO, but we do other. It gets confusing. So I get you with that. So how you doing? It's been a little while since you've been on.
Oh man, life has been crazy. I just moved, and I've been dealing with that for the past month.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's been a lot of work.
Yeah,
I'm still working on it, so that's what I've been doing.
Yep, moving is not fun, but hope that went okay for you though, at least, and you're getting all settled in.
Yeah, mostly fine.
Right. Well, we're settling on the game news because we have a little bit of news, all about the anniversary stuff that's coming up. And we had Lamania for some of that stuff as well that we're going to talk about. But they're calling it DDO's Natural 20. They put a little screen or little web page up for that. It's got a nice little video if you go watch it. I really like the animation they have on this page. I think they did a good job with that. It kind of just shows you some things from the past, kind of some stuff that we might be seeing. And they say DDO is rolling a natural 20 because the 20-year anniversary is coming up. And like I said last podcast, like that is amazing that we are turning 20 because there's not a lot of MMOs that can say they have reached the 20-year milestone. So
very few,
once again, good on DDO for that. So if you go over on the page they got up, there's a few things that are live and a few things that are coming. This is basically a page to tell you can see everything that's coming for the 20th anniversary all in one spot. You can click on it and get there. First thing up is the 20th anniversary token reward list. So this is going to be all the stuff you can pick from when the anniversary event goes live, which we do not know when that is, but I would think it would be pretty soon. The actual anniversary, if I remember right, is near the end of February, so I would assume this will be soon. But
should be within the next week or two.
I would think so, yeah, too. I would definitely guess that. So yeah, when update 78 natural 20 goes live, every character on every server will get a token in their inventory when you first log in, and you will exchange that token for a list of named items. And just today, as a matter of fact, as we record this on Wednesday, February the 18th, they updated this list. They have added some things and they have removed some things.
Yeah, have you been paying attention to the forums? And
I have, yes. Yeah.
Well, it's been a whole thing.
It has.
Torches and pitchforks aplenty.
There was a lot of discussion going on about this reward list and kind of how they're handling it. And I guess some of it was well placed in some spots, and then there was some stuff people were yelling and pitchforking about that I'm like, really? But
yeah, well, that's the forums.
Yeah, exactly.
You get some spice in there.
Exactly. So there is a thread, if you go, and I'll have links in the show notes for this, there is a link in the forums over on the Lamania forum that a user kindly listed the changes from the previous list and some items they removed. Neither one of us, we were talking about this before we started recording, took really any screenshots or wrote any of the stuff down, so I can't verify the validity of this, but just going off my memory, this seems right to me. So we'll talk about what they removed. The Citadel's Gaze, Constellation Cursed Blade, Dark Diversion, Dr. Lifestone's Hunting Horn, Dumathoin's Bracers, Epic Litany of the Dead, Kella's Volatile Mixture, Mantle of Escher, Pumararo's Memento, Spear of the Moorlands, and Vestments of Ravenloft. That's right, what was removed.
Yeah, and it was mostly things that could be crunched into augments. Do you kind of know the... I guess I don't know if you want to dive into this, but...
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so what they did was that when they released this list initially, I mean, a lot of people pointed out when it went to Lamania, they tried to take these items, because most of these items that they removed can be crunched into an augment. So for people who are listening who aren't aware, some of these items that drop into raids, and they've been going back retroactively and doing this, they've made some raid items crunchable, so you can take them and use soul vessels and I think threads of fate, and you can turn some of these items into augments. So these are bound to character raid items, and you can turn some of them into bound to account augments. So there's some really good ones, like Dark Diversion is super good because it gives negative threats on an augment, like for example. But there's a few of these, like Epic Litany of the Dead. You can crunch that one into a profane bonus to all stats. So but what they did was when they put this on the Mania, they also went back and they changed the items so that if you got them through the gift, this giveaway with your token, they changed it so you couldn't crunch it for sentient XP, which makes sense because they're giving one of these to every single character.
Right.
But also they changed it so that you cannot turn them into augments, which was a big problem because, like, I understand, I think it's reasonable that SSG wouldn't want to allow that since they're giving one to every single character.
See that.
They don't want people to pile them up. Okay, I mean, there's been some back and forth in the forums about that.
Sure.
But I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I just think that that's reasonable. It's a reasonable thing to do. But the problem is, I don't think they realized when they put this list together that there's a lot of items on here that their entire value is the fact that they can be crunched into an augment. So something like the Dark Diversion from Deathworm, like very few players would want to actually wear that. Its primary value is for it to be crunched into an augment. So what was going to happen by having these items on the list that can be crunched into augments is that people would claim them and use their token up on them, and they're going to go to the altar and try to crunch them, and they're not going to be able to. So they're kind of setting up rakes for players to step on by including those items in the list. So yeah, so I think they removed all of them except I think the only one they didn't remove, there was one. I think it's the Cracked Core, possibly. I think they removed all but one of these items that can be crunched into augments. So that's a good thing if they're not going to allow them to be crunched, because it's going to prevent players from wasting their tokens, basically.
Right.
But yeah, that's been the whole discussion with these is them putting them on the list, but changing the items to not allow them to be crunched. But yeah, I think they did the right thing here. If they didn't want to do that, then just take the items off the list, which is pretty much what they did. And they tried to throw some things here, some new items that were, I don't know if we can say that it's going to be too compelling, but they added a couple things like the Sword of Shadow. I think they added that on there. That wasn't on before. I think that's going to be really attractive to a lot of people. But they took some stuff off with, I'm not sure why they did, like Dr. Lifestone's Hunting Horn they removed, which is the clicky from the Skeletons in the Closet raid that you can summon a dinosaur. And I think a lot of people were going to take that. And I'm not really sure why they took that off. Like, they took off some items. They didn't just take off the items that can be crunched into augments. They also took off some, like Dr. Lifestones that item is not crunchable into an augment, but they took it off anyway. I don't know if that's an oversight. They might still change this in the next few days.
Right, yeah. Like I said, there's still time.
They really should have
change
only
this,
removed,
I would think.
They really should have only removed the ones that were crunchable, I think, if they were going to not allow them to be crunched. So.
Yeah, I'm probably, as you said, I think that's probably why they removed the ones that, well, other than the hunting horn, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And now, like, were the vestments of Ravenloft, were those crunchable too?
They were, yeah.
Oh, they were. Okay, I didn't think they were. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's, I don't know, what do you think of this list overall?
I mean, so the best thing on the list is obviously the quiver from Heroic.
Oh yeah, the quiver of
alacrity,
100%.
Yeah,
That's what
anyone who doesn't have that, if you play, low levels at all, you're gonna want that because you can get 30% striding on minimum level 1. So that's just like an amazing item for anyone that does racial or heroic TRs. I think there's some other good items, like they added the Sword of Shadow, which is super good. Obviously, it's the best greatsword, best two-hander in heroics. So if you want that, if you play two-handers, grab a Sword of Shadow, and you can even craft it to an epic Sword of Shadow. So even if you have one, you might want two. If you play a lot of two-hander builds, you can have one for heroics, one for epics. And then, yeah, there's some other good stuff here, like the Belt of the Braided Beards is a teleport clicky, which I think is really cool. So that's another one that stood out to me. Let's see, the Heart of Silamades. If you don't have that, that's really awesome because it makes you immune to curses. It's a trinket from Vision of Destruction. The Repulsor Boots, I believe those are, if I remember correctly, the ones that have the leap ability on them, like the leap clicky, except it's a lower cooldown than the Kenneth Boots Propulsion from House C. If I'm remembering correctly, I'll have to double check after the show and make a comment on YouTube if I'm wrong, but I believe so. Yeah. But yeah, there's some good stuff for sure. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not really sure why anyone would take, but there's a lot of good stuff too.
Yeah, and this is very, very similar to like one of the last Raiders reward boxes that we got. Some of the stuff were in some of those too, so it's kind of along that lines. But I think they're trying to do a little bit different stuff with this, just because it is the 20th anniversary. And then so yeah, but definitely that quiver though. I have a feeling that's going to be the most popular item.
Oh yeah, for sure. That and the Sword of Shadow, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't have those are like the two to get. I mean, unless you just say you just play casters or something, so you don't want the Sword of Shadow. But yeah, I think those are the two standout ones for me for sure. But there's other good options, and I hope they add stuff like Dr. Lifestone's hunting horn back on, because I don't know, I just think that's a fun item. You can summon a dinosaur, and it's pretty helpful actually. Like for a distraction. I like that item a lot. I don't need one. Like I raid all the time, so I don't need it.
Right.
Like, I have no idea what I'm going to take because I have like all this stuff, or I have threads for all this stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, since you are a raider, like you probably have a lot of this stuff. So that's what I was going to ask you. What do you do in a case like this? Because like personally for me, I don't raid, so I don't have any of the stuff. So I'm like, okay, good. But I mean, I'm going to take the quiver because I don't have one on one of my new characters. But like on my other character where I already have a quiver, because I had got one, I don't even remember how I got it. It might have been in one of the last reward boxes or something. But anyway, like on that character, I don't know what I'm going to do because I already had the quiver. But like as a raider, what do you do?
Well,
like what's your mindset going into
my
it?
My mindset is I don't care. Basically.
Right.
I'm not even actually sure. I have to check. I think it's in my reincarnation cache somewhere. I'm pretty sure I got a quiver from a previous giveaway, but I actually hardly ever play below level 15, so I don't really care that much about the quiver, personally. But I don't know. I mean, I could always just take the XP, but it seems like kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Some characters I'll definitely take Sword of Shadow in case I ever want to TR them and have a quick leveling weapon for heroics. I think there's also the I'm trying to remember how that works. There's also the Eternal Flask of Death Ward they added on there. I'm not sure what the cooldown on that is. I'll have to check.
But definitely make sure, like during the span of when the anniversary event is running, make sure you do log in all your characters, get your token, and trade it in for something though. I mean, even if it's like if you know you're not going to use the item for a while, still grab something off the list because it's free. So why wouldn't you grab it and then you would have it? Like even if you do grab like an item that has a higher minimum level than what you are currently, like if it's like a character you know you're going to get to that level, just grab that item if it's going to be useful for you.
Yeah, and to answer your question, like what do I do in a case like
Sure.
this? Also, I don't know if this token, if you can just put it in your bank or not, or if you have to claim it before the end of the anniversary event. Because if you can just put it in your bank, I'll probably just put it in my reincarnation cache for a rainy day if I ever decide I want to TR into a specific build. I've done that before for a lot of the boxes that are still sitting in my, like even previous anniversary stuff. I just have it sitting in my bank somewhere.
Nope. I just double checked that. The 20th anniversary token can only be redeemed for a reward while the 20th anniversary event is active.
Okay.
That's I thought that's what it is. And they do say that it's going to be active through March 31st, 2026. So whenever it starts through March 31st. So you'll probably have about a month, I'm guessing, probably somewhere around there. Like I said, it depends when it starts, but so yeah.
I may just take the XP then, just because I really don't need anything else from here. Unless maybe there's a cosmetic I want, but even for stuff like, I don't know, like the Sightless is kind of a cool cosmetic, but I have so many Defiler runes. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
it's like I mean, not a rare case because there's a lot of other people that raid too. But yeah, if you raid a lot, like to me, I'm like, okay, there's probably some stuff that I'm never going to be able to get. So what is that item off of this list that I know I'm more than likely never going to be able to run this raid, or I'll never see a drop in the raid if I do run it?
Yeah, another thing you could do is I could take another Sword of Shadow and curse it to see if I get a better curse
Oh, yeah.
than what's in the current one. So you might want to take duplicates for that reason.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. The 20th anniversary token reward list is out. Like I said, it was updated as of today. Stay tuned. It might change again. Like I said, they have time before this event actually goes live. So stay tuned. Just keep your eye on the forum. Or if we happen to do another show before the anniversary event, we'll talk about any changes that came out. So the next thing up on our Natural 20 page is Sterling's Remnant Rush. And this goes over the event. We kind of talked about it a little bit last week. This is the event that's going to be live when the anniversary event is running. You trade in your remnants to Sterling. Chances to get things.
Yay, things.
We love things. Yeah, your minor rewards at 50% are the Suites of the Curse cards, are full decks of Curse cards. And then the major rewards at 50%, they say, are Fragmented Tomes, Dust of Mythic Power, Dust of Reaper Power, Myth D Treasure Picker Box, and Card of Curse Cleansing. Note about the Dust of the Mythic Power and the Reaper Power, that is going to apply the benefit through 3/31/27 to the relevant item type that you put that on. The benefit does not expire once it's applied.
Yeah, these are there's some pretty amazing rewards in here. So save the value of Mysterious Remnants shot through the roof.
Yeah.
When they announced this, like I was running because I have so many. I was like,
I have a ton
for a while
too.
now this year. I've just been running past them. It just wasn't worth the click. But I've been I've been going through my bank and finding my Mysterious Remnant like just booster potions. Just sitting around from I don't even know where I got them from. Probably rolls or an expansion or something. But yeah, there's some great stuff here. I mean, Card of Curse Cleansing, that's extremely valuable for people. That one of those sells for 1,000 plus shards. On the
does it?
Shard Exchange. Oh yeah, that's like probably the most valuable, one of the most valuable items in the game for min maxers, because what it does is, if you don't, for people listening, and if you probably know Drac, but it removes the curse from the curse cards from the card crafting system that you can apply to any item in the game. It's the only way to remove a curse and try again. So for anyone who's like a min maxer, it's really valuable to have those to try to get the optimal curse. Yeah, and they've only been available in game through extremely rare drops, through in a random chest. I've gotten 2 of them
But
total.
I was about to say, believe it or not, I've actually got 2 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, and everybody knows my RNG luck, but yeah, I actually have 2 of them.
That's probably pretty normal. It's an extremely rare item. Like, I don't know what the odds are per chest. It's probably like 1 in 1,000 or something.
Yeah, it's got to be
low. Super low. So yeah, that's going to be available. That's really good. The Dusts of Mythic and Reaper, I assume, I didn't get a chance to play with that on Lamania, but I assume that lets you craft Mythic or Reaper bonuses on gear. So
yes, that's exactly
really cool.
what they do. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then the Fragmented Tomes, when I was on Lamania, the one I got, it let me pick. I got a Wisdom one. It let me pick any. Either a Wisdom +1 tome or any upgrade. So like 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I wasn't exactly sure what that was. So okay.
Yeah, so it's you're gonna be able to upgrade your tome. I don't remember if that went up to +8 or +7, but yeah, you can either get an upgrade of your choice or the base, and that's just the one I pulled. I don't know if there's different versions of those tomes. If some are just like a Wisdom +8 or something. I don't know, but that's what I got when I tested it on Lamania. So that's really good. I don't know what's in the Mithranor picker box, but that could be really good depending on if there's some really sought after rare loot in there.
Yeah, that's what they say is in there. It's the heroic and legendary versions of rare loot. So yeah.
Okay.
So that would be because I know I haven't had great luck getting drops out there. So that, could be a way to do that. And then they did also mention on the page about the event that they do say, mysterious remnants do auto gather into your collectibles bag if you have your bag set together. Sterling is unable to see those remnants in the collectibles bag, so when you go to trade them into Sterling, make sure you take them out of your collectibles bag and just into your inventory. Because if you have like a bunch in your bag, you're going to go to him and then he's going to say you don't have any remnants and you're like, but I do.
Yeah, and we should talk about the increased cost.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that? Or
I talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I was going to bring that up now. I didn't know if you did it on Lamania. Like Alex said, I didn't get a chance to go on Lamania at all, and I know you did a little bit. Did you mess with that at all?
I did, yeah. I turned in a bunch just to see what it was like. But yeah, it escalates pretty quickly. I'm trying to remember what the first turn-in is. It's like 100 or 200 remnants.
I think it's 100. Yeah, I think it started at 100. I'm trying to find that real quick, but I'm pretty sure it starts at 100.
Yeah, it's like 100, and I wish I could remember. I don't want to throw out the numbers because I don't remember. But it gets
let me look what you're talking here.
They might be on Lamania,
it
might be on the wiki, or something. But yeah, it gets they really the cost goes up pretty fast. But you can turn in, I think, up to around 10 per month, and then this is going to go. So the thing is, this is going to go until they said the next anniversary. That's what Tolero said in the interviews. So hopefully players don't burn all their remnants in the first month, because it goes like, I think if you turn in all 10, it's like it gets into like the hundreds of thousands of remnants. It's you probably most players only want to turn in like, it depends on how many remnants you have, obviously, but you probably only want to turn in like 3 per month or so. But maybe if you don't run like a lot of Reaper, you may only want to Reaper or Elite, you may want to just turn in like 1 per month. I don't know. Depends on how many remnants you got. But it shouldn't be too hard if they're going to be around for 12 months. It shouldn't be too hard to go in Excel and do a little math and figure out how many
I'm sure
turn in to stretch your remnants the most. So I hope players do that.
I'm sure they will.
Instead of
I guarantee you.
Yeah, but I also guarantee you there's going to be players who can't wait, and they're going to burn all the remnants in the first month.
That's true too. Like if somebody's sitting on like some god awful number of remnants, they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, let's see what you give me." And then it's like,
right?
Whoa! But I can guarantee you too, like the first or second day after this is live, somebody is going to come up with like the optimal way to do this, the optimal number to turn in, how many times you should turn them in, like how often you should turn them in. Somebody will figure that out. I guarantee
I will be that person.
Will. Yep.
I'm going to do that. Yeah. I'll just go in Excel and figure it out. Yeah. To see,
because
I think I have around 100,000 remnants. So I've just got to see how to stretch those.
I don't have that. I mean, I have a ton because I usually don't turn them in that much, but good Lord, 100,000.
I haven't really used them in years. I don't.
Cow.
It's from playing a lot and never
turning
them in.
Well, I mean, that's true. If you don't turn them in, but like every once in a while I'll turn them in, like especially if they have like that bonus weekend going or whatever, when all the rewards are available. I'll be like, okay, I've saved these for this or whatever. But yeah, it's just another way to get remnants flowing through the system. And I think too, I wonder, like, I'm sure they can see like how many remnants drop, how many people are picking up, how many people are trading in to the remnants vendor. And I wonder if that's kind of what spurred them on to be like, okay, we kind of need to do something more with these remnants, because people are just banking these and they're just taking up a data slot or what have you.
Yeah, this is a great, really is a great sync for these remnants, because they've needed to add something. This is a good thing because it's going to help with the give people something to do with the remnants. But I mean, it's actually something that's valuable. It's not just some, like artificial sync, like, oh, a million remnants for some cosmetic. It's actually something people are gonna want. And I wish they do this for other currencies that aren't really getting used, like platinum. I wish they would introduce some kind of like valuable. I'm not saying it needs to be this good, but some kind of interesting sync in the game. Platinum's the really comes across as like, man, I really wish we had more stuff to spend platinum on.
And maybe they might too. Like eventually, if they see it's like, okay, players are really liking this. This is going really good. Let's maybe do this with whatever other currency or token or whatever that we have, because we have a bunch of them. So
the only thing I want to mention is I wish they would do is just let remnants auto collect. It's just, oh my
I've asked that
gosh.
for years. I don't understand.
It's I think I understand, like, when they first introduced them, I remember several in doing an interview saying
that's
that, they want it to be interesting for players to click on things in the dungeon, and that's cool, but if they're way too common for that to happen. Like, if it was like a rare drop on the ground, but when you got it, it was like 800 remnants or something, then it'd be different. But they're like, you're clicking if you're running Reaper especially, you're just clicking all the time, and it's I don't know. There is a player made dungeon helper edition to let you auto collect, but I don't know. I might have to finally break down and install that.
And it seemed like there was I remember one of the devs, I don't remember which one it was. It might have been Seb actually too, during one of the interviews or something. There was like a technical reason why I thought they couldn't do that too, but maybe I'm misremembering that.
Maybe there is. I don't know.
I thought I remembered hearing that. Somebody will have to correct me or try to point that out if you can remember where that was, but I swear I remember seeing there was like a technical reason. But yes, please, let's do an auto collect for that. Please. So the next thing that is live on this page, we won't talk about the other stuff because it's not clickable yet, is the Arcane Trickster. It's going to arrive soon. That's going to arrive whenever the anniversary kicks off. And I know you dabbled a little bit with it on Lamania. I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we want to talk about it, because, like I said, this is still Lamania, so this could be subjects to change too. But I know they did, this last Lamania round, they did do quite a bit of changes on it, even from round one. So, but yeah.
I can talk a little bit about it. Yeah, so I guess the basics. I mean, first of all, it's basically a rogue that has a little bit of magic. For anyone who doesn't know, it's for me personally, my excitement for it's kind of meh. I mean, it's just not really my thing. Like I don't know. I don't play a lot of rogues. I did actually just play a roguelike, but I tend to not really play a lot of rogue. But I think players will like it, especially soloers. So the big thing with them that I think people are really going to like is they have a ranged disable device. So that is
like, pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know if you knew that, Drac, but it's a ranged disable device. You still have to search, so you still have to search and find the box. Like, you can't be sniping traps from across the map or anything.
Right.
And there is a range to it, but I think players, especially soloers, are really going to like that, because now instead of having to go through the trap, you can search. Granted, on a rogue you have evasion, so that wasn't a huge deal anyway, but it still was. But
and it's literally a mage hand that comes out. It's like, and you see it on the screen. It's literally a mage hand that does come out.
Yeah, and it kind of works like, for people wondering, the mage hand is it's not like say a artificer dog pet or something, it's an animation, sort of like falconry, like the falconry bird. It's similar, so it's like an animation that you see rather than actually having a pet that's a mage hand. But it's still cool. I mean, it's a neat looking animation. What else? So they have, the other thing about them I thought was really interesting is the spells that they have. The DC is based on disable device, which is kind of nuts because you can get the disable device skill really high in comparison to DCs from like traditional DCs from intelligence or wisdom or something. So that's really notable. But that's balanced by the fact that they don't have the best spell selection. So it's not like, I don't think it's overpowered or anything, but you, for the spells you have, you're gonna be able to get a really good DC. So it's going to make gearing a lot easier too, because when you're relying on a skill for your DC, it's you don't have to have all these little, insightful quality, like all these little boosts to it that you have for stats. You go pot whatever to try to get it really really high. So
Right.
yeah, they also have a focus more on force spells or anything that's a multi-hit spell. It seems to be what the devs are aiming for here, because each hit of a spell does extra damage based on your sneak attack dice. So there's some synergy there with that, and there's no cooldown between that extra damage, so you're really incentivized to use multi-hit spells. So yeah, so you're probably gonna be spamming like magic missile and force missiles and that kind of stuff. Let's see. I mean, other things. They have a choice of what's called stolen spells in each core, and there's actually quite a big range of spells. Like some like stuff they get stuff like heal, but there's also some insta kill stuff, CC stuff. There's a big range of options here. Not probably the thing they lack really is like a lot of offensive like area of effect spells, but that's probably intended for balance, as they're intended to be this like hybrid character. So they do have a lot of hybrid synergy as well. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the tree that's, hey, you get this melee benefit if you cast spells, you get this spellcaster benefit if you hit stuff in melee. So they're trying to push the hybrid thing, which is cool, because I like that, because it works a lot better when these types of hybrid, if SSG is going for a hybrid thing, they really need to put stuff in the tree that gives you benefits to playing in a hybrid playstyle. What I don't like is something like, let me think, like Dark Apostate, when they don't put enough of that in there, and they split the tree between like, oh, here's melee stuff, here's range stuff, or here's caster stuff, here's melee stuff, but they don't actually give you enough reasons to swap between both. So in those circumstances, you're better off just, if they don't give you enough reasons to swap between both, you're better off just specializing in one or the other. So I like here that they're actually giving you a reason to play more of a hybrid. They also get bonus spells through feats. So there's a bonus spell feat list. So it's a list of caster feats like the meta magics and stuff. So they get those bonus feats. Some things they don't get, say, like uncanny dodge, trap sense, or improved evasion, like Rogue does. So there's some give and take there. But yeah, it's I think players are going to like it, especially soloers, because of that ranged disable.
Yeah, and this is pretty close to how it is in pen and paper. I ran one in pen and paper for a little while. I don't like magic users that much, but I tend to play rogues a lot, which I do in DDO too, but in pen and paper I play a lot of rogues. And I did try one of this, and this is very, very similar to how the pen and paper Arcane Trickster is too. So, I mean, there's some differences, but of course, you're talking pen and paper versus video games. So.
Right. Is there anything major they left out? Because I'm not familiar at all with how they are in pen
no,
and paper.
not really. Everything pretty much is here. I would have to like grab my book and look to make sure, but off the top of my head, I can't think there's anything major that's been left out. They did it as best as they can. I mean, there's some, like in pen and paper, some things work a little different, but that makes sense because, like I said, you're going from a video game, so you have to video gamify it, have you? But yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that play them in pen and paper. Like it's a very popular class in pen and paper. I didn't like it just because I have a certain way that I run my rogues in pen and paper, and that just didn't work for me because I just have like a certain build that I do, and I couldn't really do that with this. But I will definitely roll one of these up and play with it and see if I like it. I mean, that might be something different for one of my rogues, but
yeah,
we'll see. Thing is, remember, this is going to be free for everybody for a limited time. So once the anniversary event starts and update 78 is live on the servers, you're going to speak to an NPC called the Giver of Gifts. He's going to be located on the Anniversary Island, which we're going to talk about here in a second as well. You are going to speak to that Giver of Gifts, and then he is going to give you this Arcane Trickster for free. After that, it's going to be free to VIPs. So if you happen to not log in during this time, if you're busy for the next month or whenever the event starts till when it ends, if you happen to not log in and you didn't get a chance to get it, if you're VIP, you're going to be able to get it for free after. If not, you're going to have to buy it in the store. So there's no reason not just to log in and grab it, and then it's unlocked on your account, and then you have it. Even if you really don't want to run one, never hurts to unlock it since it's free, right?
Yeah, don't forget, people.
Exactly.
Get your free stuff.
Exactly. Free is good. So also on the Lamania, we got our first look at the Anniversary Island, which is the new public space that they are setting up for the anniversary.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked from the videos I saw a couple different people showing videos, like you had a video of it, and Cordovan on his Friday at 4 kind of showed it off a little bit too, and there was a couple other creators that made videos. I mean, it looks like okay.
It looks like Morgrave. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
They added a few things in there. Like there's some, take a little bit of time, go around, talk to all the NPCs. They've got some Easter egg stuff in there.
Yeah, I did see that in a couple of videos, and I'm like, ooh, I bet you if you talk to all these NPCs, there's Easter eggs with all these guys probably.
Oh yeah. And there's also did you see the jumping areas? And
I didn't until Cordovan's Friday at 4 video. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing until then.
Yeah, so you can just go and try to collect coins. I think it gives you, it's nothing valuable. What is it? Tasty hams or something?
Tasty hams. Yeah.
It's just something fun to do. There's one that's falling. You can fall down and collect coins on platforms, and there's a tower. You can kind of jump up the little tower building there and collect coins. It's just something to mess around with while you're maybe waiting for people in the public area. But it's a nice touch. I like it.
And then we got a look at the new Anniversary Dungeon, Time Flies, which you were busy because you looked at a lot of this stuff.
I did. So... I didn't look at any of it for too long, but I tried to hit everything. Like Arcane Trickster, I really didn't get to play. I really just rolled one up and then checked the animation. But this, I did play through several times, but I don't know how spoilery do I want to get. I don't know if I want to spoil it for people. Yeah. I don't think I want to.
Yeah, I was say let's keep it spoiler light, maybe
all I will
a little
say,
bit, but
I won't get into the details. I'll just say that it's very like Marvel multiverse-y thing. Like imagine like basically they'll take these
from the videos I saw, I could see that.
Yeah, and they'll change up the storyline and have it play out a different way. That's basically what's going on here. And you go into the quest, and there's a bunch of different. I'm not sure if there's a way to trigger it, but there's a bunch of different random like quests you'll go into. I don't know how many there are, but there's a lot of different quests, and you'll just randomly get one. So there's a lot of replayability to it. But yeah, just you'll find a notable or some quest you remember, except the storyline will be very different at the end. You might get to do some things in certain quests you've always wanted to do. One in particular that players have commented a lot on. You finally get to do that thing that you've always wanted to do. I will say that do I want to say? I'll just say it's a quest that at the beginning of the game that everyone's wanted to always do a thing, but now you can do that thing.
And everybody knows what that thing is. Because I wanted to do that thing too. So,
It gets commented on a lot.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. So that's going to be coming up soon too.
And the old Anniversary Dungeon's still there.
Yes.
So you can still do that one. And I'm not too clear on... I think it's a new ingredient for new rewards. I don't know. I better shouldn't, since I'm not sure.
I was confused on that because I've seen yes on that, and then I've seen no, and then I've seen some people asking, is it? And then we never really got an answer, so I'm not sure.
Well, they did do a list of new loot from that dungeon. So my understanding is it is separate from the old. Like you can still run the old dungeon, get party favors, and get the old stuff. But my understanding, it's going to be a new reward for new stuff.
That's kind of what I thought, but I was confused on that.
That's what I'm expecting. But again, I mean, we don't know. We don't know yet till it gets live, or maybe they'll make it clear in the next preview if they do another Lamania preview.
And I know they did say that the D&D game that, you know, you always see there's NPCs in there and they're around at the table and they're playing D&D. That was moved to the new anniversary island. So that's no longer in that dungeon. And the Court of Fight has been changed. I don't know. They didn't say how it's been changed. They just said it's updated to be more evergreen, which I know. Don't know what that means.
I've read it. I'm like, can someone please tell me what that means? Because I saw Talera's interview.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Talera, but the Talera was like, oh, evergreen. I'm like, what do you mean? I have no idea what that means.
Right.
I have no idea. I guess it means it's been updated to be more relevant to current times. I have no idea.
I don't know, because like I know in like the board game industry, if people are talking about a title and they say it's an evergreen title, that just means it's a very popular title in that publisher's catalog that has been around forever and will always be around. But that doesn't make sense in this context. So yeah, I'm like,
Cordovan's still there.
Right.
Like I would understand if Cordovan left and there's like a new community manager.
Right. So I'm like, what the heck does evergreen mean? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, and I even like looked to see up different meanings of evergreen, and I found, you know, that definition, and then I found, of course, the plant, and I'm like, neither one of those are making sense in this. So
I did the same thing.
Somebody please tell me. Yeah,
I googled it. I searched. I'm like, what does this word mean? Outside of plants.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. So I guess we'll find out.
It will be a surprise.
It will be a surprise indeed. So anything else about Lamania or the 20th anniversary that we know of that we want to talk about? Like I said, there's really, everything is like still in that change state because they're still actively working on this stuff.
I mean, I guess I don't really have anything to say on it because I don't have the list in front of me. But the new rewards, they did put the list out there of the new rewards from the dungeon. But I don't know. We've covered about everything.
Yeah,
other than that,
I think so. Because like I said, this is all basically based off Lamania. So who knows? All of this that we just talked about probably doesn't mean anything because it might have all changed. You know, that's
I mean, they've had
it's
the list. The list will probably change.
Yeah.
The reward list for the tokens. I think they'll change a few things. But
that's.
And I looked it up. I was right on the repulsor boots. They do what I said they did earlier.
Do they? Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I couldn't remember. But so there you go. So look for that. Like we said, sure, the 20th anniversary event is going to start within the next couple weeks. I would assume so. Because I wish I could remember what the actual anniversary date is. I want to say like February 26th. For some reason, that's like sticking in my mind. I don't know. If anybody knows for sure, let me know. Comment. But
Google says February 28th.
Okay, 28th. Okay, I was close.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I knew it was somewhere around in there. The actual date was. So, okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm guessing we're probably going to see the event start somewhere around then, or at least by the first week of March, I would think. But
I don't know if the 28th. Yeah, the 28th is on a Saturday.
28th is on a Saturday. My guess is they'll start it earlier.
Probably the 25th.
Yeah, because usually they do
next week.
Downtimes on Wednesdays, so more than likely. But stay tuned for that. We'll find out when we know for sure when the event is going to go live. But who knows what SSG has up their sleeve? So let's move on. The only other game news, sort of, is the parent company of Daybreak is a company called Ind Global 7. A lot of people call them just EG7 because it's easier to say. They just had a quarter 4 2025 report come out, And we got a little bit of information on Lotro and DDO in that report. They do say that the classic, and they use that in parentheses, classic MMO portfolio, and they specifically noted Lord of the Rings and Dungeons & Dragons Online have a returned growth to trajectory. In English and plain speak and not business speak, that means that they were pretty stagnant in the last report. Q4, their growth went up. So they're seeing an uptick in everything. And they do point out that along with DC Universe Online, which I'm going to be the first to admit right now, I didn't even know that game was still around. I was surprised that it was even still active, but apparently it is. I used to play that like a long, long time ago. Those were the three big MMO gains for them in Q4 of 2025. They noted Lotro. They attributed that to the last expansion that was coming out. And they're noting that for DDO, the new expansion coming out, their assume is going to get some high player engagement for that too. So they're looking for Lotro and DDO to both have a strong quarter in 2026. If you want some of the numbers, if you're a good crunchy number people, Daybreak achieved 11% year-over-year revenue growth. So Lotro and DDO would be under Daybreak because that's the publisher. So that's where I could grab those numbers. So that's not just Lotro and DDO. That's, of course, that would include Magic. That would include EverQuest and DC Online. But overall, Daybreak had 11% growth. So and they did specifically point out that DDO and Lotro was on the uptick, and they helped to achieve that growth. So that was kind of cool to see them point out the two games.
Yeah, their reports, sometimes they will give specific numbers on
yeah.
video, and that's always interesting. We didn't really get that here as far as I could see when I skimmed through it. Yeah, that'd be cool to see, though.
Yeah, I have a link in the show notes over for this if you want to read more, and then if you want to read like the report, I'm just going to warn you now, it's really boring.
Yeah, it's a financial report.
It is. It's like you really got to be in a right mindset to go through this. But yeah, I kind of glanced at it, and I will admit I had some help from a certain website to help me gather some of this information because some of this went over my head. Thank you, Gemini, for the help. But yeah. But I just thought it was neat to see them actually call out Lotro and DDO. And like you said, we actually got some numbers. Of course, we don't have, like total numbers. I can't say that, DDO earned this amount of money and Lotro earned this amount of money and they had this many players, because that we're probably never going to get. But the money wise, as far as I could break it down out of here, that's at least Lotro and DDO both got like a call out. So, and that's good to see. And I would say that means that they're happy with the growth that they're getting. And this means we're going to have a healthy future for both games. I would assume so, just reading into that, because it looks like they're still making money, and that's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, there's no reason to think that DDO or Lotro is in any trouble. They're doing fine, it seems.
Right.
So,
Yep. No. They definitely are if you look at this report. But like I said, be in the mindset to look at it, because it's a boring financial report.
Yeah. I wish we'd get more specific numbers. We don't.
I do too.
Get that, but
I do too. Yeah.
Is what it is.
It is exactly. But so let's jump into a little bit of news that we have outside of the game. We'll start out from the dungeon. And that is Pirate BORG is going to have a couple new adventures coming out. The first one is going to be a new expansion. It's called Down Among the Dead. It's going to be a 148-page expansion for Pirate BORG. If you're not familiar with, because I don't know if you're familiar with Pirate BORG at all.
Yeah, I'm not at all.
Okay.
No.
I didn't figure you probably would be. There is an RPG that's called BORG. It is like a very heavy metal based. The world is very dark and gloomy, and think of like any death metal band, any video of that you might have seen. That's what BORG is. Somebody took BORG, filed all that off, but kept all the doom and gloom in it, but made it pirate. That's pretty much Pirate BORG.
I like the cover art.
Yeah, if you're into
awesome.
pirates, you'll love it. Yeah, and it's very indicative. Like if you're watching the YouTube version, the cover art's on the screen now. You'll see it that it's very So the new expansion once again is called Down Among the Dead. It's going to have 3 full adventures in the book, 3 new character classes, and 90 tables in there. They're going to be able to create all sorts of custom flags, islands, coral reef, buried treasure, anything you can think of about a pirate, you're going to get in this adventure. Also getting a brand new starter set. So if you're brand new to Pirate BORG, 60-page player's guidebook in a Trapped in the Tropics deluxe adventure, 12 resin dice, 58 tokens as well, and 10 poster maps and 25 character sheets. So this is like a really nice starter set, which if you have not looked at any starter set for just about any MMO recently, not MMO, I'm sorry, RPG, starter sets have come a long way from the old days. Like, these starter sets are just amazing anymore. And this looks to be the same way. And then there's going to be a Game Master screen. This stuff was successfully done on Kickstarter. And that Kickstarter is now fulfilling. They did say most of the backers have the rewards already. So this is going to hit official retail release on March 10th. So if you didn't back the Kickstarter of this, you'll be able to get all this stuff on March 10th. Pre-orders are live over on the Free League web shop. So go over and get that. We may or may not get these. I have gotten the books and the starter sets for the Lord of the Rings and the One Ring from Free League, so I'm assuming they're going to send these to me too, so maybe I'll have an unboxing and stuff of this and in a review. But yeah, if you're into Pirate BORG, there you go. And then if you're into Baldur's Gate, there is a new set of blind bag dice coming out from Serious Dice. They're calling it the Baldur's Gate 3 Treasure Packs. These are going to be blind bags of 1 D20, a coin, and a dice bag. And the D20 is an oversized D20. There's going to be 40 variants of those. The dice are going to be themed to the Baldur's Gate characters. So if you're familiar with the Baldur's Gate characters, there's going to be an Astron, there's a Gale, and there's a Shadowheart. Also, some designs on them are going to have Owlbear clubs, the Weave, and the Dark Urge. And then each Nat 20, so the 20 on the die, is going to be replaced with custom symbols with something to the theme of whatever the dice is that you pull. So like for Astron, it's going to be like a vampire bite. For Shadowheart, it's going to be the Sigil of Shar, so it's kind of themed for that. The metal coins, there's going to be 21 variants for those, and the dice bags, there's 9 variants. There is a limited edition, they didn't say how many, of the Astral Prism. If you're familiar with Baldur's Gate, you know what that artifact is. These are going to be in certain number of bags. It's a very rare ultimate drop, so keyword is very rare. So you're gonna have to buy a lot of these bags to probably never get one of those, but you can find these over at the Serious Dice website, also at your local game store. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, anyway, out of the blue, I didn't realize they were going to send them to me. Serious Dice sent me like 5 of these, so I'm going to do a video and I'm going to open these up and see what we get. Cool. Which is kind of cool.
Very pretty. I'm looking at the pictures right now.
Oh yeah, and I'll have the pictures on the screen. Yeah,
stunning dice here.
Yeah, they do. They look amazing, and especially if you're a Baldur's Gate 3 fan, you'll just like eat this up. You'll know exactly what this is, and you'll just kind of goes along with Baldur's Gate. It's kind of having its moment in the sun still, even though it's a little older now, but people are still playing it, still talking about it.
I still need to play it. It's still
it's
on my
so
list.
good.
I still
it's
haven't
so
played
good.
it, but it's on my list of like, God, I need to get around playing that.
I need to start it again. I haven't. I played it for a while and then stopped. So it's been so long since I played it. I don't remember what I was doing. So I should just start a new game and start it again. But so there you go. So look for that. I'm gonna, like I said, out of the blue, Serious Dice sent some to me, so I'm going to do a little blind bag opening. And I'll be the first to admit, I am not into the blind bag stuff. I know that's really popular right now, not just in dice, but in like everything. They have like blind bags, blind boxes of everything. I don't get the attraction to that, but
I guess people want a surprise. Yeah, it's
people are into it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that around. Like I know the blind. I know there's like video game monthly boxes, and there's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big in the industry right now. It's just everything. Like you can probably name any genre of something or any particular like TV show or something, and I guarantee you there's probably a blind something of that out there. So
I would rather just pick what I want.
Me too. Me too.
A lot of people like this. A lot of people must like the surprise.
Yeah,
and right. There's a lot of those boxes.
And it's the kind of the thrill of the chase too, and kind of the gamble of it too.
Right, the gambling. Yeah,
the
gambling aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Thrill. You know, I'm gonna pay $13 for this thing, and I don't know what it is, but it can be one of like 50 things or something or whatever. Right? Yeah. So.
And it's also good for people who don't like making decisions.
True. That is very true.
Else to make the decision for
that is true. It is what it is. I got what I got. Exactly. So look for that video coming soon when I get some time. We'll go on the tabletop. Real quick, see what we got, and that is Gen Con. The housing registration is Sunday, so good luck to one and all. If you don't know what that is, there is a fun thing called the Gen Con housing registration. Once you have your badge, you are entered into that registration queue. They randomly select a slot for you. So what you'll do is if you have your badge purchased, you'll go into your account, you'll click on your housing, and it's going to say your housing time is between 1 and 1:30 p.m. During those times, you can log in and try to score yourself a hotel room downtown. God help you if you are like at 5 o'clock, you're not getting downtown.
Is it? I don't.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's just for me.
It's horrible.
Last 2 times I've gone, like last year, I had no problems just finding something 20 minutes away and just driving in and parking. That's what I've done every time.
And it's
way cheaper than I can't even imagine what they're charging for the hotels right near the venue.
They range between depends which hotel it is, but about 160 to 300 a night.
Oh, really? Only 160 for some? Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's
less
kind
than
of.
I thought. I figured it was like 300 to 400 for.
Like there's some of them that are 400 and 500 a night. Yeah, like the big blue. Why can I not think? If you've been to downtown Indianapolis, you know what I'm talking about. And people are yelling at their screen right now. They're saying it's the. Please tell me what it is, because it's the Big Blue Hotel. It's the newest hotel that was built. That one is like super expensive. That's like 500 a night or something. But yeah.
I guess it's nice if you're gonna go every single day, like all 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
But you know, well, like you said, like it's convenient to be in one of the connected hotels because you're connected to the convention center. If you buy some stuff, you can just walk to your hotel room. It's like 5 minutes away, maybe 10 minutes. It depends which hotel you're at. But connected hotels are right there. You can drop your stuff off, or you can just go back to your room and kind of chill out or whatever. Those rooms sell out within minutes, like the downtown block.
Yeah, I imagine.
But the surrounding hotels, like near the airport or even not even quite that far out, they tend not to sell out that quick. And I have done that in the past too. I have stayed like maybe 20 minutes away. It's pretty simple. The only thing is parking. That can kind of get dicey, but if you go early enough in the morning, it's fine.
I've never had a problem. I mean, you're gonna have to pay $30.
Well,
to
yeah.
park,
I mean,
but,
you're gonna have to pay a lot.
yeah, I've never had a problem finding it or finding like last year. I think I got a hotel about a week and a half before Gen Con.
Yeah,
had no problems.
Yeah, like just don't expect to get downtown. But I mean, but I mean, if you don't mind driving in, even if you go for all 4 days, if you add up your hotel out of town and then to drive in and to pay for parking, or even if you like Uber in every day, you're probably gonna end up paying close to what you're paying in a down hotel anyway. Probably,
if you can get it for 160, or if there's ones downtown for that cheap, then if you're paying 300, no. I mean, I think last year I got a hotel for around 120, around 20.
Yeah, they're like
150 a day with parking.
I think I saw some of them for like a single bed was like 165 or 170, like on the low end. But I would say the average downtown hotel you're probably looking at about 265 to 300 probably a night.
Okay.
And then most of those have like a 4-night stay minimum, so you have to stay at least 4 nights. So keep that in mind too. But most people do that anyway because they usually come in on Wednesday and they usually leave either Sunday or Monday. So just keep that in mind. So there you go. Good luck to everybody on Sunday in your draw. I will see where my luck is in the housing, because I did get my press badge approved. So I just got that email today. So
nice.
So we'll see what the hotel gods shine upon me. Also, thank you. Speaking of Gen Con, one of the games that's coming out, we know about. Of course, there's going to be a lot more that we'll be talking about leading up to Gen Con. But King of Tokyo is getting a new edition coming out, and it's going to be Godzilla. So I'm pretty excited for this because I love King of Tokyo and I love Godzilla, so I'm like, yes. This is coming from Yellow. They announced the King of Tokyo Godzilla. It's going to be debuting at Gen Con 2026, and then you're going to get a retail release a couple weeks after that. So late August, you'll be able to get it everywhere. They did point out this isn't just an expansion. It's going to be a standalone entry that will bring the iconic Godzilla into the world of King of Tokyo. So you can also mix other King of Tokyo monsters into it if you want, or you can just play this as a standalone as well. Not much is known about it other than they did point out, Yellow was in the press release, they were very key to point this out. They are going for sustainability on this, but they're going to do premium components, which I'm interested to see how they do because all of the components are going to be wooden, even including the dice. So, the dice are going to be wood.
Yeah, how's that going to wear?
I don't know. That was my
you
first.
Think too well.
Nope, that was my first question too. I'm like, ooh, like good on you for trying to be sustainable, but I don't know if I would have went the dice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, maybe I mean, if you need to replace the dice, shouldn't be too hard,
right?
Unless they're very specialized dice.
They are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. They're very, very specialized. Well, they're like D6s, but they have symbols on them. So my guess is they will probably sell replacement dice because I can't see how well these wooden dice are going to hold up, but I guess we'll see. They said it's going to have minimal plastic in it. The only plastic that reportedly is going to be found in the box is going to be the small little what they're calling studs that you use to connect the monster tiles to the health and victory point dials. So most of the components are going to be wood.
Well, they'll be very unique.
It will. Yeah, it will. It's going to be interesting. So we'll see. And then the look of it, they're going for like the 1960s Godzilla look. So it's going to have kind of like a retro feel to look too. So we'll see. I'm curious. I'm excited about it because I like King of Tokyo, as I said, and I like Godzilla. But I'm like, the whole wooden thing kind of scares me with the dice, especially.
Yeah, maybe watch some reviews first before you buy.
I'm hoping I'm going to try as soon as I start getting emails from companies and stuff. Hopefully I can get an interview scheduled with them and I can actually take a look at this because it's definitely one I want to see in person before I buy it, just because of that wooden dice aspect. But I mean, I don't know. It could be good. We'll see.
Yeah, go if they're going to be at Gen Con, you can go check
exactly.
It out
Yep. And I'm sure they'll have a booth. They usually do. So on the screen. Dice Throne, if you're familiar with that game that has taken Kickstarter by storm on all the Kickstarters they have. If you're not familiar with what Dice Throne is, it's a 2 versus 2 battling game. I always, when I explain it to people and I'm teaching it to people, you can think of it as Yahtzee on steroids, basically. Because you have your dice and you're basically doing Yahtzee. Each of the characters has specific skills you can do and unlock, and you do those by rolling combinations on dice, and you have 3 chances on each roll to do that. So it's very much Yahtzee style.
Okay.
It's a very fun game. It's getting a digital edition, actually, which a lot of people have been asking, why have you not made this digital? This is like just screaming for a digital edition. Well, it's coming. It's going to be on PC via Steam, iOS, Android, and if you have a MetaQuest virtual reality set, it's going to be on that too, which that would be interesting to see that in virtual reality. But this is coming, and it's going to start out with, it's going to be the main set. So it's going to have the Barbarian, the Mooner, the Cursed Pirate, and the Artificer. That was the main set, and then after that they have released all other characters and stuff. They're always releasing new characters. They haven't said, which I doubt they'll be able to pull this off because I think it's going to be a licensing nightmare, but they have like Marvel and X-Men version of this. They didn't say if that was coming out. I don't know how the licensing would work for that. So hopefully we'll get the Marvel and the X-Men, but they're going to start with the main original 4, and then they're going to open it up after that. Kickstarter is going to come out April 14th, and then there's going to be, of course, all of the stretch goals and stuff. And they just said, stay tuned for more information, and you can sign up on the Kickstarter page. I linked that in the article. But yeah, this is pretty exciting because Dice Throne it's really easy to play, simple to learn, easy to play. It's super fun. I could see this doing very well on digital.
I would like to try it. I grew up playing so much Yahtzee.
Yeah,
to be honest, it's like the one game my mom always wanted to play with us. When I was a little kid. So
this is, like I said, this is Yahtzee, but take Yahtzee and then add like
extra things,
one-on-one battle. So like you're trying to knock the other person out by rolling your combinations, which are on your cards, and then you can unlock cards and you can upgrade those cards to get more. Yeah, it's like it's like one of those games that's like very strategic but very easy to learn. But it's like there's so much strategy in it because it's like when do you press your luck, when do you not press your luck? So yeah, so we'll be talking about this more, and I'll be sure to let you know when the Kickstarter goes live. It's going to be in April. I'm sure this is going to fund almost instantly too. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then the final thing we have, a little bit of sad news. I saw this today, and I'm going to apologize right now. I'm probably going to pronounce this name wrong. I'm going to say Shutaro Iida. I apologize if that is wrong, but I'm guessing that's how it is. He is a developer and programmer. He is instrumental to programming all the original Castlevanias and their sequels. And then he also worked on the spiritual successor to that, which was, why am I drawing a blank? Wow. Bloodstained.
Yeah, Bloodstained.
Sorry,
yep.
Bloodstained,
Isn't that a game that's about to come out? Or
the sequel to the original Bloodstained. It's about to come out. Yep. And we're going to talk about that. But anyway, he unfortunately passed away with a short battle with cancer. He was only 52, which is kind of sad. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, a lot more for whatever reason. You know, those cancer rates are going up.
But yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's bad.
It's terrible. But he did Castlevania, Arrow of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Aleska. And then after his work on Castlevania, that's when he jumped over to the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. He was the main programmer and lead director on that. And Bloodstained, like I said, is Castlevania's spiritual successor. It's Castlevania, all but in name, but it's so good. But yeah, he, like I said, unfortunately passed away from cancer at 52. Just a couple of days ago, about 11 days before his passing, he did share one final message, and this like broke my heart when I read this. He says, quote, "It seems that the limit is near. I can feel myself growing weaker day by day. Please love Bloodstained 2, which will be releasing in the future, and all the other games that I made." And I was just man. So,
and I saw this one too before. It's like last week or whenever it was when it was announced. But yeah, I saw it, and I like Castlevania so much. And
oh yeah,
it's just it's just
yeah.
sad.
It is sad. So, yeah. So he passed away on February 10th. Like I said, I just, for some reason, I don't know how I missed the news. I just happened to see it today. A friend of mine sent me a text message and he's like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "No." So there you go. So we'll remember him. I'm gonna have to fire up some Castlevania and Bloodstained now.
Yep.
Let's move on to some happier stuff. How about our week in gaming?
Which games
doesn't include Castlevania, unfortunately, but if I would have known, I probably would have tried to work Castlevania into this. But I will start out as I didn't do a lot. Only thing I did DDO wise is my Cruising with Drac character. Is Cruising with Drac, of course, is the stream that I do with Beaker on his channel most Friday nights. It depends scheduling wise, but we usually try to play most Friday nights, but here lately it hasn't worked out, but that's been my fault. Sorry, Beaker. I did Slayers. Basically name an area and I did Slayers because he wanted us to hit 20 and I was at like 19 and I was like one bubble into 19 and I'm like, how is the fastest way I can level? I'm like, ooh, I could probably do a bunch of Slayers. And that's what I did. So you name an area and I was there doing Slayers. So many Slayers, so many Slayer pots, but it worked out. I hit 20. So we're going to try to play Friday. So we're going to start epic stuff in 20. So I'm not sure what we're going to do, but that'll be fun to see those characters in epic. DDO wise, that's really all I did. Video game wise, I didn't do anything this week, unfortunately. Was going to do some stuff with some friends, but yeah, my life is weird, so that didn't work out either. Did do a little bit of tabletop. I played Escape the Dark Castle solo. Oh, that game is so hard. If you're not familiar with what Escape the Dark Castle is, it is a card game where you draw, you're just standard lowly peasants. You are nothing special. And you take two of those and you're escaping the Dark Castle. And it's all in black and white graphics on the cards. It's very like, if you know what like the early D&D artwork was, like that black and white style artwork, that's what this artwork is. And you randomly draw cards and then you have to roll dice to try to face whatever you face. And like I said, you're nothing special. You're like a miller from town. You're like a butcher from town that has been imprisoned in this castle and you finally break 3 out of your chains and you're trying to escaping and you just got to figure out how to do it. Yeah, I played like 3 times and I've lost all 3 times. It is brutally hard. It doesn't help that it's very luck dice based too, because you have to match symbols to be able to defeat whatever you have to defeat. And if you just don't roll the right stuff, you're just not going to win. It's still very, very enjoyable, but don't go into it thinking you're going to win. It's very, very hard. So it can be played with up to like 4 people. I've only ever played it solo though, so I would actually like to play it with some people. Maybe next time my friends are over, maybe we'll have to try this and see if it might be a little easier with more people, because at least you'd have more people rolling stuff to try to help you, maybe, I guess. Not sure if that would hurt or help though, but so yeah. And then the only other thing I did, which I guess I'm going to say is kind of game related, because it's stuff I'm doing for a game. If you listen to the past couple podcasts, you've been hearing me talk about the Silver Bayonet miniature skirmish game that I'm playing with my friend. We're going to a campaign. We're going to do the next 3 campaign missions in that this weekend. And as I was looking in the book, I noticed there was some stuff I needed terrain wise for the table that I didn't have. So I fixed that problem by 3D printing it. So I've been doing a lot of 3D printed stuff this week for nice. That. So yeah, so I've got a lot of 3D stuff printed for that. So I'm excited to play that on Saturday. See how that goes and see how the 3D printed stuff looks on the table. That's all I've done. So what about you?
I haven't been playing quite as much, just because moving.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
move,
Like
but
moving's the whole thing in and of itself. So yeah.
yeah. Well, at the same time though, so for 2 of the past 3 weekends, we've gotten tons of snow, so
Yep.
I haven't been able to like move just this past week. I finally, after like 3 weeks, got to move my big stuff from my old apartment. So I've gotten to play a little bit, but not as much. But yeah, I've been with DDO when I've been playing. I've got my main character finally. I finally went back about a year ago and decided to do heroic completionist. So I'm on the last life finally, alchemist life. So I almost got to level 20 last night. So I'll be, finishing that up and then moving on to other things. When I get him to cap, I'm going to TR him into the final build I want to keep him at for probably a few years, and then go do other things like get characters on other servers and work on alts and stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing with DDO. And I guess with the only other game I've been playing is off stream when I've had time. I've been playing through Far Cry New Dawn,
Oh,
which
okay.
is
I haven't played
I
New
love
Dawn.
yeah, I've played like Far Cry is one of my favorite just
Yeah.
relaxation
Oh
type
yeah.
games to play. I've beaten, I think, well, I played through like actually all of them except for the first one, and 6 are the only ones I haven't played all the way through. So this New Dawn was just the next one. It's a direct sequel to 5. I don't know if you've played any of the Far Cry games, but
Yeah,
it's a direct sequel
I
to
played
5.
5 and 6.
Yeah, like if you know how 5, oh, but you haven't played New Dawn?
I have not. No.
Okay, so yeah, so New Dawn's basically you basically see what happens, like what happened if you
Yep.
played 5, what
Yep.
happens at the end of the game,
Yeah,
and
I
it
finished 5. So yeah.
yeah, so it takes place like right after that
Oh, okay.
all
All right.
settles, and you kind of see, yeah, what happens after that apocalypse type
Right.
deal
Right.
happens. So yeah, so
Excellent.
a
Okay.
lot of it has a lot of the same characters in it, except older, because it takes place maybe 10 years or so after the end of 5.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
have to
it's a
get
direct
that now.
sequel. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not my favorite Far Cry game for sure. It's not my least favorite, but yeah, it's not as good as 5, I don't think, or
I
4 or
loved
3,
5 a lot. Yeah.
but it's fine. It has that Far Cry game loop where you do, you get the RPG elements, you take over outposts, you craft. It's fun. It's still good. It still has that Far Cry, that Far Cry gameplay loop. So
Yep.
yeah, the only other thing I've been doing is I'm ashamed to admit that I've never actually read through all the Lord of the Rings books. So I've been working on that lately. I'm like almost done with the Turn of the King. So I've seen the movies like a million times,
Yeah.
but I've never actually read the books. So it's been interesting going back and actually reading through all those and seeing the differences between the movies and the books. But yeah, I've got like half of Return of the King left, so I'll be finishing up here before too long. That's the only other thing I've been doing.
I've only ever read through them once because they're just long books.
Oh my gosh,
They're so long. Yeah, they
so
are.
long.
They are. They're really good, but
Yeah,
man, they are long.
yeah, it's good, but oh my gosh, he Tolkien sure likes to describe things.
Yeah, he.
It's just pages and pages of
This
descriptions.
might be
I've enjoyed it, but man, it's like you gotta like appreciating the scenery that he
this.
describes.
This might be sacrilege when I say this, but he gets a little wordy at times.
Yes, he
Like
does.
I'm
He
like,
does.
dude, you could have said this in like 100 less words, but I appreciate you for what you are. But man, do you like to talk?
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed the book. Like if anyone who's read Lord of the Rings, you know that like each of the 3 volumes is broken up into halves, where like the first
Hmm.
half is about Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and then the other half is about Frodo and Sam and Gollum. I really like the Legolas, Aragorn sections. The Frodo and Sam and Gollum sections kind of drag. It's a slow burn for those for sure. And yeah, it's like you were saying, he really likes to describe things. Like there's whole
Yeah,
chapters where he's like, I remember one chapter in particular where they do nothing but sit in a hole the entire chapter.
exactly.
It's like, oh my gosh, it's good, but you gotta be
Yeah.
in a
No.
mindset of you want
Oh
to
yeah.
really visualize. Like if you're reading the books, you want to really focus on visualizing the world as he describes it. It's kind of like if you play a game like Skyrim in video games, like it's all about appreciating the scenery and kind of wandering around. It's kind of that type of reading experience for me. But the other sections, like that's the Frodo and Sam sections, and then the other sections are much more action and fast paced. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
We currently have 10 supporters over on our Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, you can go over to our donations page. You can support the Players Alliance Network, which is the podcast network we are a part of, over on Patreon. And keep in mind, all that money is used to pay podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for the live show when the show is live. Low-Tier Players is always live every Saturday night, but we're off and on if we're live or not, but that's what all that money is used for. If you'd like to donate outside of Patreon, which a few people have, we always appreciate that too. Just shoot me an email at Drac@DDO Players and we can talk. There's several ways to do that. We did get indie reviews this week. We do love indie reviews. It helps us out a ton, so just drop a review on your favorite podcast app of your choice. If you do leave a review, let us know, and I'll go find it, and we'll read it on the next show. We did get a couple of featured comments this week. They were both over on the website post that I put for last episode. Doug S. says, another excellent episode. I am an avid player of Keyforge. The game is very much still alive. Christian Peterson left FSG and started Ghost Galaxy. Shortly after FSG sold Keyforge to Ghost Galaxy, so Christian Peterson still owns and produces Keyforge. Did not know that, actually. I didn't think he had anything to do with it anymore, but there you go. They have the most recent set coming out in a month or two. Just thought I would share. So thanks for that, Doug. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he still had anything to do with that. And that is in reference to, if you listen to last week's show, there's a Universal Monsters collectible card game coming out, and it's from Christian Peterson, so that's why I was talking about Keyforge and that. So if you happen to not listen to the episode, that would make sense to you now. And then Kirkos of Shadowdale says, well, at least in DDO, Dugar are in Eberron, at least for the 2 Ataraxia quest. I did not remember that.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Yeah, I did not remember, because to tell you the truth, I always forget about those Ataraxia quests. I couldn't tell you the last time I've done those quests. But now that, Kiriko said that, I'm like, well, yeah, they are in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so, they're really cool too. They use enlarge and all that. So
that's
cool.
like a Dugar thing, especially in pen and paper. They do that. So yeah, I didn't, because I had said I didn't think they were, there wasn't any in Eberron, but there you go. At least in DDO, that's where you can find them. See, now I'm going to have to go do those Ataraxia quests.
They're good quests. I like that area a lot.
They are, yeah. I just, for some reason, I don't know why I forget about it. It's just nothing like when I'm that level and I'm trying to do quests, I just never think about, oh yeah, I'll go do those.
Yeah, it's old free-to-play content, and most people are doing other things. more newer quests and that.
Yeah, that is true.
It's easy to overlook. Plus, they're kind of out of the way.
They are. It's like, I mean, you kind of got to.
You're out there. Got to go all the way over to where like you pick up Vaughn 4 like over there in House of X.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but there you go. So I'm gonna have to do those now. No emails this week, but if you want to send us an email, it's podcast@ddocplayers.com. That's how you can get a hold of us. Final thoughts for this week is the big news is we're finally on Spotify. Everybody's been asking for it. I've been trying to make it work. I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a pain in the butt to get it on Spotify because I have to upload it separately.
I do the same thing for my podcast.
I couldn't get my RSS feed to work, no matter what I tried. The RSS feed works for any other, like, it worked fine for Apple, it worked fine for Amazon, it worked fine for Audible. You name it, the RSS feed for the show worked fine. Spotify said, nope, that is not a real RSS feed. And I'm like, but it is.
Right.
But anyway,
I couldn't get that to work either.
Yeah, okay.
But I think
I'm glad it's not just me.
And they can even download it for your website. I mean, that's a lot of ways. If they want to listen to it, there's something available, whether on mobile or on the PC or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, I just know a lot of people have been like, probably since about day one of the show, people have been asking for Spotify, and I just sat down and was looking at it one night, and then I saw, I'm like, oh, I can just upload. So, yeah, but right now I'm fighting with Spotify, but I won't go into that on the air. But for right now, the show is on Spotify. I will tell you I don't want to talk about it on the air, but yeah.
Gotcha.
We are on Spotify for now, but as far as I know, we should be because what I'm doing, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. But I'll talk about that once I finally get my answer from Spotify. We do have 2 live shows here on the Players Alliance Network. Lotro Players News is Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then this show, DDO Players News, is whenever I'm available. Sorry that our time and release schedule varies, but just make sure you're subscribed to us all the ways, and you'll find the podcast when it comes out. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about your stuff and where people can find you, and have links in the show notes for all this, but tell us about your stuff and what you got going on.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know me, I've been doing YouTube videos on DDO for, gosh, I think about 12 years now, 11, 12 years. So you can find me on Axel's DDO channel on YouTube. You can also find my DDO podcast called Axelcast. Find that on Spotify, as we talked about, or on YouTube or YouTube Music. And what else? You can find me on Twitch. I stream probably a few times a week, depending on my schedule, but you can find me at twitch.tv/AxelAlexK. And yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm always down to chat or whatever. I'm usually streaming DDO. Sometimes I play old game. I play NES games sometimes on stream or other old games, but yeah, typically that's what I'm doing.
But yeah, like I said, you can go over to the show notes and find all the links to that. You can just go over, make sure to subscribe to him if you're not. And I think that's it. Unless you got anything else to add, we can wrap this one up.
I think I'm done. We're good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I always enjoy having you on the show. It's always a good time.
Thanks for having me.
And we're going to wrap this one up. Usually I say I hope the RNG is kind to you as it isn't to me. But this week I'm just going to leave you with go play Castlevania. And remember, that is all I'm going to say.